Hi, I'm Jamie from puzzling.com. We've got a lot of resources on our website to help you learn how to play our puzzles. But sometimes it really helps if someone just sits and walks through it with you. So that's what I'm going to do today. Today we're going to play a Killer Sudoku puzzle. Now Killer Sudoku, very much like Sudoku, same rules apply. This one that we have today is a 6x6 grid, which means that you've got 6 rows like this, 6 columns going up to down, and inside those you've got these 6 inside a rectangle. Normal Sudoku rules apply to these. The digits are 1 to 6 and they can only appear once in each rectangle. There must be everything from 1 to 6. Killer Sudoku introduces these, is what we call cages. And these have a sum in the top left hand corner. This one's 19, which tells you what the numbers add up to. So there are mathematical techniques that we can use in addition to the usual Sudoku rules to try and solve the puzzle. So let's walk through it. Most difficult part of the logic puzzle always is where to start. So we're going to start in this top right hand corner because this 19 is very easily gives us the first clue. So has to add up to 21. So if these are 19, then the remaining one that isn't in there must be 2, which would make it add up to 21. Now, this one is a 3, and we've already got the 2, so we know that has to be a 1 because they're the only 2 digits that add up to 3. Where shall we go next? So using the same rule, in this top left rectangle, we've got 2 cages of 7, which between them add up to 14. Now that we've got this 1, we know that's there, so that's 15. So to add up to 21, this needs to be a 6. Yes. Where shall we go next? Let's look at this right-hand portion here. So we've got 18, and again, adding up to 21, these two must add up to 3 to add to that 18. Now the thing is, with this one, we don't know which way round they are. There's nothing to tell us where the 1 or 2 go, but we know that they must be a 1 and 2. So we can use these pencil marks to mark those in so that we can remember. If you really want to give yourself a challenge, you don't have to use these pencil marks. They're just there as an extra guide, but they are very, very helpful. It's very difficult without them. No, we don't know much about this. That adds up to 3, so this is going to add up to 9, but we don't know which numbers it would be because could be 3 and 6, could be 4 and 5, there's nothing to tell us. What we can do here though is use the regular Sudoku rules and say in this column there's a 2 there, there's already a 2 there, in which case the 2 in this column must be one of these 2. And if the 2 is there, then it must be with the 3 to add up to the 5. So we can pencil in the 2 and 3 in there. Now, can we do anything else? Well, now that we know that this 3 has to be in there and the 2 has to be in there, there's only 2 numbers that could add up to 9 to complete this, and that's 4 and 5. And if that's right, then these 2 must add up to 7, and the remaining ones are a 1 and a 6. Excellent. So now we've got that 1 and 6 there. We've got the 1 and 2 there. So again, regular Sudoku rules mean that the 1 must be one of these 2. And we've already got a 1 in this column here, there. So the 1 must be there. Where next? So because we've got the 1 and 2 here and the 4 and the 5, we know that these 2 must be 3 and 6. And if we look over down the row, we've got a 6 there already. So this can't be 6, it must be the 3, and that must be the 6. Which I think, let us pencil in the remaining ones. So this is going to be a 4 and a 5 because they're the only ones remaining in that. And this has to also be a 4 and a 5, so that this row has every number in it, which means we can pencil this one. So if it's a 4, it would have to be a 3, and if it's a 5, it would have to be a 2. So we can pencil those in as well. Okay, so the 1 in this column gives us a clue down here because this needs to add up to 6. So to do that, it would have to be 3 and a 3, which it can't be because you can't have a double number. It could be a 2 and a 4, or it could be a 1 and a 5. Now the 1 is already in the column, so it must be a 2 and a 4. So we can fill that in as well. And just for completeness, I'm going to add in the pencil marks for this. This feels a little bit like a cheat, but I don't want to forget later on. There's nothing that can give that away. Now what we can do is remove some of these, because the 1 and the 6 means that can't be a 6, so we can take that away. And the 2 and 3 means that this can't be a 3, so we can take this one away as well. And also in this bottom left-hand corner, so this is 5, this is 9. That adds up to 14, which means we need to find 7. And this is going to be a 2 or a 4. So this will have to be, if it's a 2, then it would have to be a 5. And if it's a 4, it would have to be a 3. Which then we can say that this one needs to be either a 1 or a 3, and it can't be a 3 because that would be a double 3. So that must be the 1, and then what we can do is go back down. That means that's the 5. If we look along, this we knew was a 4 or a 5. We now know it's a 5 down here, so that has to be a 4. This must be the 5. The 1 has eliminated the 1 from here, so that's a 2, and that's a 1. So we finished an entire column there, which is a good start. This has also cleared up this, so that must be a 2 and that must be a 4. Which leaves this. There's a 2 here. 5 could only be a 1 and a 4 or a 2 and a 3. So because we've got the 2 already, has to be a 1 and a 4. We've already got the 4 in that row. So that must be the 1, that must be the 4, which means this must be the 3, that must be the 6, that's the 1, that's the 2. And this has to be a 9, that's going to be a 3 and a 6. We've already got the 6 in that column, so that must be the 3, and the 6 must be over here, which pushes this to be a 6 and a 3. We don't know where yet. And this to be a 2 and a 5. That helps us further along because we know that that can't be a 5 and that can't be a 5 anymore. The 6 and 3 here means that this has to be the 2 and the 5. So we can fill those in. That means across here that's the 4 and that's the 5. Standard Sudoku rules, 5 must be in this area because there's 1 already there. That must be the 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The only number remaining is the 6, which means that this one over here, let's solve that because that has to be that way around. That must be the 3, which means that must be the 4. And then 7 is a 3 and a 4. We've got a 4 and a 3 already over here. So the 4 must be in there, the 3 must be in there. And we've also got from this number here, that must be the 2. And that must be the 5. Hope you enjoyed that. Please do like the video and subscribe to our channel. and let us know in the comments below if there's any particular type of puzzle that you'd like to see more of. See you next time.